you were talking to, and specifically maybe ladies, it didn't seem like a big deal. It was, sort of kawaida. Were they looking at it with regret? Is it something that somebody wishes they could do differently, or is it just accepted that way?
To them, it was just a kawaida thing. Then again, look at the people I talked to. Some of them are market women and touts. These are people who don't really care so much about, they don't have time.
They don't have time.
They don't have time. That's their biggest problem. Mm-hmm. Then again, there was some sort of I don't care attitude.
Okay.
It happened, mm-hmm. Yeah. But the career women, I could read some regret. The women, the ones in the NGOs and corporate world, there was some sort of regret.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, Derek, sometimes it's not just body odor, and now looking at it from an image perspective, and there is a saying that your first impression is a lasting impression. Sometimes it's not just body odor. Sometimes you have sweaty palms. Maybe if you removed your jacket, there are people you'll find have a very, a lot of sweat that is visible. What are some of the ways you can deal with this, especially if you know that you have them? Because like now, sweaty palms, for example, it's natural for you. You really don't feel the sweatiness. It's when you shake somebody's hand and they feel, oh, what's that? And with time, of course, if it's a regular environment that you're in, they end up, also knowing that he has sweaty palms. They avoid shaking your hand. How does somebody deal with that?
Well, to address the sweaty palms issue, that is something that a lot of people are grappling with. I always advise people, if you have sweaty palms, try to find a way to discreetly wipe your hands before you shake hands. Because as you said, nobody wants to shake hands with somebody whose palms are wet. You're thinking the worst.
Yeah.
So find a way to discreetly do it, not necessarily in front of the person like this, but somehow to do it discreetly. It's a tough condition, and I think even Dr. can tell you here that there are certain maybe injections or things that you can do to get rid of that condition. It's going to hamper you in terms of professionally speaking, because a handshake is one of those things that we do in terms of establishing rapport and things like that with other people. But further to what you were saying in terms of whether it is you have, sweaty armpits and things like that, again, it is incumbent upon yourself to do the check. You leave the house in the morning. You make sure that your skirt is not too short, that you're not showing too much cleavage, that you are groomed appropriately before you step out in the world. You are telling people something about yourself, and yes, first impressions are lasting impressions. And then throughout the day, you may be in a condition where it's hot. You took public transportation. It is extremely warm. You get to the office, wipe your shoes, check yourself, go to the restroom, and all of these things. We're human beings. These things are going to happen. Nobody is perfect. But what we do is we continuously are able to go in and adjust and reassess ourselves, so that when we are now facing our, I like to use the word target market, that we're giving them the best of whom we are.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Dr. As we wind up, time is not on our side. As we wind up, depending on the condition you have, whether it's sweaty palms, whether it's the fatty things that you're talking about, maybe some produce more than others, are there certain products in terms of soap that one can use specifically that at least help you more? Because practically you may not be able to shower twice in a day given the kind of work that you do. Are there certain products that one can maybe identify, or maybe work with a doctor like yourself, a dermatologist or a pharmacy, that would help you at least have a longer freshness in terms of the day?
Well, we go to the basics. The soap you use, you've had, for those people who are brought those times, there was the characteristic Lifebuoy. You remember Lifebuoy? The one used to have those characteristics. Everybody would know huyu ameoga na Lifebuoy, huyu ameoga na Rexona, lakini mwenye anaoga na ile ya panga. There will be no smell. So literally what I'm saying, when you use those smelly soaps, we call them soft soaps, they will help you. He said about deodorants. Antiperspirants, we have those antiperspirants you actually apply. Deodorants and colognes and perfumes, they will actually mask. If you are these people, they don't stop your order, but they will mask your order when you are doing it, so that they cover up the whole day. But in a nutshell, if the other is because of hygiene, cleanliness, especially for men and the feet, is very very important.
All right, thank you very much. I think we'll have to wind it up right there. Derek Banga, communications and image consultant, thank you. We have Kate Mukay, who is a writer with the Nairobian. Thank you for the article, by the way. It was a mind opener for some of us. We didn't know these things happen. And Dr. E.N. Kamori, who's a dermatologist. And joining me now is Sophia, or rather, she's been here.
Yes, indeed.
Listening in.
I
don't know what your comments are on this particular subject.
No, good conversation, important one to have. Personal hygiene is key. I mean, and it does boil down to you as a person. It's your own initiative. For some, as Dr. was saying, it's a challenge. So you need to consult an expert like Kamuri himself to help you out. Because I imagine it would be very unfortunate if you especially have that. I thought that was interesting, where you imagine you're smelling and stinking and you're not.
Yes.
I don't want to laugh, but...
And the cycle about it, it takes you down every single day. I mean, I'm sure you even fear crowds, meetings.
Yeah, I mean, you just... And also, how do you stay with yourself with that anyway? It must be crazy, but thank you.